Hey guys, welcome back to the Real Pony Girls YouTube channel. Today we are going to the Wasatch Sport Horses Icebreaker Jumper Show. I am riding two horses today, Brego and Pyrite, and Laura is on Deora, and we have Danny for our cameraman, and
plus horse holder.
And horse holder. Very important. If you have one rider on two horses, you have somebody for that job. Okay. Before we get into the rest of today's video, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's very important to us. Like this video and comment below. And with that, let's get into it. Okay, first one up is myself on Brego. Here we go.
Okay, here's Brego and I starting our crossrails round. Now, I almost never have enough warm-up time at a jump show, and this day was no exception. He did not get any warm-up jumps, but he jumped really well the day prior to this, so I was looking forward to it, and these crossrails are really small, so that helped me feel pretty confident about it, and he went in really well. He was forward enough, which is usually my struggle with him, to get a nice rhythm and hold it quick enough, but he did really nicely today, and he's just feeling pretty good under me. You see, he does have to do a simple change in order to switch leads. He does know what his leads are and how to use them. He just simply can't do a flying change yet. So he does do a simple change whenever he needs to switch. But I was really happy with him. He felt brave, he felt good.
Okay, here Deora and I are going in for our crossrails round. She was not very warmed up. I had walked her and trotted her in some circles, but not really done much. So she kind of skittered down to a stop at number 1, over jumped to number 2, and then coming around this corner, she skitters to a stop again at 3. But the jumps are so small that I didn't reapproach, just kind of, no, keep going please. And she goes over them. She's not having a problem clearing them at all. After those first 3, she just kind of settled in and started doing really nicely. Still a little bit over jumpy, a little overexcited, a little bit kind of distracted, but mostly doing pretty well. Right here, I actually forgot which way to turn to get to 7, but right after I passed that group of people, my brain kind of caught up with Deora and I and remembered to turn left, so I swooped around and got back on course with little to no trouble. She doesn't really need to canter to cover, to clear any of these jumps, but it's good for me to be able to canter her in the ring, because I will be cantering her for most of the jumps in our 2-foot round. I see she's a little bit wobbly. She wants to kind of bend out of line, but nothing too bad. And there we go. Good girl. And I think we placed 4th or 5th in this class.
So here is Pyrite and I headed in to start our crossrails round. Now, Pyrite, especially at his last show, was less than confident, so I really wanted to make sure I showed him the jumps that I thought he might worry about, and my number 1 was this plank. But he touched it with his nose, which made me feel pretty happy about it. Then we go trotting off. I'm trying to trot next to a couple of the other jumps, so he gets a look at the setup. But I'm not too worried about anything else, and these are very small for him, so I'm feeling pretty good. And we're just gonna line up and get going. So the first one, pretty good, over jumped, but good. And he was a little distracted by something on his right here, but I was able to refocus him on the jump in front of him. Again, he over jumped, but he did a good job. And then I'm patting him a little bit just to try and get him to relax. Again, a little distracted, but able to refocus, and they're easily within his ability. He's kind of overachieving a bit. And then he wants to canter, but I bring him back to a trot, and again, distracted, but refocus. And I'm gonna go ahead and let him do a very small canter if he insists. And he's feeling okay. He's feeling a little more forward than he did last time. So it's just keep him calm and relaxed, but I still want to be encouraging. So I don't want to suck him back so much that he backs off of the jumps, but I do want him to settle down and slow down a little. But it was pretty good. So here's Brego and I getting ready to start our 2-foot round. Pretty happy with his cross rails, so I'm feeling pretty good coming into the 2-foot. Brego does not usually worry about the setup of a jump anymore. So I'm just walking him about, letting him take a couple glances at things, but as soon as the bell rings, I'm really just kind of going for it. And my basic plan is hold a good canter and let him take care of it, because I usually can spot a decent distance off of Brego. I don't have a huge problem seeing where it is I'm going to take off, as long as I can get him into a good rhythm. And I really like what I have under me right now. It feels good. He's turning and lining up in the middle of all the jumps, and he's feeling very balanced as he does it. So right now I feel pretty great. Here's the only bit I don't like, where he didn't really soften and turn perfectly. I would have liked him to turn just a little softer and smoother and come closer to the center of that jump. But that's the only bit in this whole round that I don't like. Him getting a little stiff and heavy on me. But he did hold a beautiful rhythm. He jumped beautifully out of stride every time. So I was really quite thrilled with this round. And what's interesting, if you watch this round and compare it to his crossrails round, in this round, he lands on the correct lead, the lead he actually needs every single time. He never has to break down and switch throughout this whole round.
So here Deora and I are going in for our 2-foot round. I did take her over to the warm-up arena and warmed her up more, jumped her a couple times. I'm feeling pretty good about how she's doing. She's feeling very steady and less concerned about everything else outside the arena, just more paying attention. And I want her to pick up a nice steady lope, and basically I want her to take most of these, or if not all of them, at the canter. She went over that one really nicely. She looks, she takes a little bit too big of a 1/2, but no, better too big than too small. She's just kind of cruising along at the canter. I have absolute control over where she's going. So even though she's going a little bit quicker than is probably perfect, it's totally fine with me. And I didn't feel like she was, running away with me or anything like that. I love her mane in this video. It's so flashy. Here you go. See, I can just kind of curve her back around to where she needs to be, and she's not wobbling out of line with me. She's very athletic, so I don't often need to worry about which lead she's on. But I did give her the chance to break down and switch leads if she wanted to or if she needed to. I was really pleased with her. I thought she did very well in this round, and she felt really good under me.
Hopefully my judges heard that. Kalina McMahon.
So here's Pyrite and I headed in to the ring last time. This is our last round of the day. I'm making sure I walk him by the plank again, just because I want to be proactive, and this time he's jumping the plank horizontally so it looks different. Trying to be kind of close-ish to the other jumps as I go around and get ready to start, because I just want him to take a look and see it. But we had a good crossrails round, so I'm ready. And he took a big jump over the first one, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a little much, and I tried to slow him down. If anything, he jumps even bigger on the second one. I'm like, okay, well, this is good that he's feeling brave, but this is a little much. He's feeling very quick under me, not out of control by any stretch of the imagination, so I don't want you to think that. He's just way more confident and way more enthusiastic about this game than I've ever had him feel like for me. So he's taking big jumps and he's doing a good lope. I don't mind necessarily, I would just like him slightly more relaxed versus Charger, if that makes sense, but I'm pretty happy. And then here, he tries to turn too fast and he slips with his back end, and now finally he comes to a big trot, which is what I was asking for the whole time, so I thought it was hilarious. He was like, oh, you know what, I'll just trot, and I'm going, yeah, that's a really good idea. But I was pretty happy, really, to have him feel so brave, because that's a pretty dramatic difference from the last time out.
Alright guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe before you leave and comment down below. And like the video. And that too. Okay. Ad majorem Dei Gloriam.